Well, of course, I think this is probably the culmination, or at least part of the culmination of a great deal of training that a lot of people have put into preparing me for. It's, I think, more for me an expression of the success that they should enjoy rather than the success that I should enjoy personally. I'd like to thank them all as I have on previous occasions and hope that they can appreciate their efforts.
Major Lawrence, Joe Bingham, Los Angeles Sun.
We use the term astronaut to mean something a bit different perhaps than you use the term astronaut to mean. Militarily speaking, an astronaut is an aviator who has flown above 50 miles, an altitude of 50 miles. We are aerospace research pilots in the sense that we've been trained as test pilots and perform a variety of duties as test pilots.
I may be able to help you on this one. A guarantee of assignment to a space program. I believe the other Negro officer that you mentioned did go to that school and did graduate, but he was not selected for a space program. Major Lawrence is the first one to be actually assigned to a space program.
Would you say then that Major Lawrence space program?
No. There are other PhDs in the national space effort. Major Aldrin of NASA was the first, to my knowledge, to fly.
Did any of you gentlemen apply for...
We were far removed from what went on in the procedure.
It would seem to be a logical conclusion. You're in this program.
Well, I can't answer that.
Program as compared to the NASA program?
I am very much personally.
Why?
Well, because I'm a professional Air Force officer, and I feel that if I'm in the MOL program, I'm more a part of the Air Force than I would be if I were in the NASA program.
In that context, what will you be doing to serve the Air Force?
Finishing our training as aerospace research pilots, and we're really not, we haven't entered the MOL training yet, so we really don't know, beyond what you've already said, precisely what we'd be doing.
You certainly must have some idea of what the...
mission, of course, is to investigate man's ability to use space and to advance technology and the capability to for man to perform missions in space, and most important of all is to find out to what extent space could be used for national defense. Part of this, of course, is the extent to which the country has to be aware of the threat from space.
Can you refine that just a bit? Can you be more specific?
I don't think so. I can't, no, unless perhaps you could.
The research pilots have a function, first of all, to train, of course, for their specific mission, but also throughout the...
No, I don't think this is especially a tremendous step forward. I think it's just another one of the things that we look forward to in this country with respect to the progress in civil rights. Nothing dramatic has happened, I don't think. It's just a normal progression.
Major, in covering other stories that I would find that other persons I refer to?
I am not sure I understand exactly what you're driving at. Do you mean, was my background in the beginning of my educational training different than that of many people?
Did you face the same problems as other Negroes are complaining that they face today in reaching an equal state?
Well, yes, I suspect somewhat. Exactly what problems an individual faces is kind of hard to define at this stage. I would say that many of the problems that are faced by a large number of Negroes in this country I have faced, yes. I think perhaps I've been a lot more fortunate than many in that opportunities provided themselves at particularly fortunate junctures in my life. As I mentioned before, several of the people who are responsible for my training just happened to be at the right place at the right time and supplied me with the necessary motivation and background that I needed. And I think that accounts for a great deal of what's happened.
Major Lawrence.
Oh, at the time that I had my missions in Vietnam, that was early in the war. And at that time, the Tactical Air Command were rotating squadrons back and forth, and they hadn't set up the permanent duty assignment with 100 missions. And I was taken out and sent to a school before I got an opportunity to go back on subsequent TDY tours.
That is without their spacesuits, and we're planning missions for up to 30 days. The unpressurized portion of the vehicle will carry various equipment and the experiment equipment. After they have completed their mission, they will return to the Gemini capsule, detach it from the laboratory, and re-enter the Earth's atmosphere for a Gemini-type ocean landing and recovery.
Did I get the Colonel's correct pronunciation of his name?
I'll have him pronounce it.
I'm not really sure. Harry's.